Hello, and welcome to Pokemon for Everyone. It's me, the Squirtle Master, and this is part 2 of How Many Ash Ketchums Are There? Last time we discussed, exactly that. If you want to watch the whole thing, I would very much appreciate if you did, but basically, there are 4 Ash Ketchums currently. There are 4 different Ash Ketchums that I was able to explain about last time. Now it's time to carry on. Basically, the premise is, for those who didn't watch the previous one and don't want to watch it, is there is a Pokemon multiverse theory, and I am a firm believer of that theory. In fact, it's practically canon in the Pokemon anime. There are literally different, alternate universes, and thus, by my calculations and theories and logic, I've came to the conclusion that there are 12 different Ash Ketchums, and as promised, I will discuss exactly how and the hell I got that number. Because, like I say, we only got 4 in the previous episode, so let's go before this gets way too long already. So now it's my belief that the Pokemon X and Y Ash Ketchum is the same Ash Ketchum from the Indigo League to Sinnoh. And I also believe that the very last episode of X and Y, the X, Y, and Z, is the very last time we see Indigo League Ash Ketchum. It is my belief that we have already parted ways with several Ash Ketchums, in fact. So it kind of made it ironic for me when I came up with this theory originally, when I thought about how upset people were when Ash Ketchum was said to be leaving. Now we go on to Sun and Moon. I love that series, and it's one of the best series in my opinion, and no one can change my mind. Either way, I also believe this is a completely different Ash Ketchum. This Ash Ketchum is most certainly, in my opinion, not the same one from the alternate universe of the one that we watched in the Black and White series. Why? Because at the rate he was training, he would literally be way out of league. Also, they never openly say how old Ash Ketchum is in Sun and Moon. It is my belief that he is definitely over 11. I'm telling you that now, because you have to be 11 in the games to take part in the island challenges, or whatever they're called. My brain's not with it today. Either way, that's a firm belief of mine, and I follow through with it. This Ash Ketchum, though, once again, I have no doubt, in fact, all the Ash Ketchums I mention, I will mention from now on. If I ever come across any other Ash Ketchums in this series, like in future theories or discover more, I will always update you, but I will also tell you if I believe there are any huge major story changes, because as I mentioned last episode, the story arcs are pretty much the same, like in the majority of these worlds, in my opinion, because that would just, make sense. If you want more clarifications, again, please watch the first video. Either way, after Ash's victory in Pokemon Sun and Moon, that is the last time we ever see or hear anything from that Ash Ketchum too. How? Why? When? Well, because in Pokemon Journeys, they claim that he is 10 years old. And if you thought I was cross when they said that in Universe, I was furious when they said that in Journeys. But also, it makes sense. Well, it makes sense that he is an alternate universe Ash Ketchum. How? Well, remember back to Enter Pikachu, the very first episode of Pokemon Journeys. Go and Chloe attend a Pokemon summer camp, a summer camp that Ash wanted to attend but did not due to oversleeping like he did on his first day. At first, I thought this counteracted the whole events of the X and Y, how he met Serena in X and Y, like way before Indigo League even started. But actually, it made sense when I thought about this theory. Ash met Serena at a different time, or he could have simply went like on other days. Perhaps even there is a very real possibility that Serena was stuck with jet lag because of coming over from Kalos and just slept in the first day. If anything, I think that knowing Serena and the way the story beats have been going, that she would have rather have done that in all the other universes if it wasn't for Ash. Either way, that is my belief. Another thing that makes me think that Pokemon Journeys Ash Ketchum is different to Pokemon Sun and Moon Ash Ketchum is because of Lay, Kukui, and Professor Bennett's son. Well, if following the natural laws of humans in our world is very feasible, it's reasonable to assume that it took months, she had Lay for months until he actually entered the world. But also, how could Ash be 10 still, considering he seems, he makes verbal noises, and yes, babies do, but, you get what I mean, don't you? If you want me to elaborate, I will in a future video, but for now, it is my belief that there are separate different Ash Ketchums. Well, that Ash Ketchum from Sun and Moon and Ash Ketchum from Journeys are separate. So we have two more Ash Ketchums to the counter. Cue the noises. I know you're probably thinking, hey, that's especially if you have watched the previous episode, you're probably thinking, that's not 12 level up sounds. And you're right, it's not. So far, we have discussed the Pokemon I Choose You and Pokemon Coco, Pokemon Power of Us Ash Ketchum, Pokemon Indigo League Ash Ketchum, 2 X and Y in my belief. So that's 2 Ash Ketchums. Pokemon from Univers, Ash Ketchum from Univers, Ash Ketchum from Sun and Moon, and Ash Ketchum from Journeys. So, if I'm correct, that is 6. Sorry, I was actually wrong there. I missed one. Of course, there's the Mirror Universe Ash Ketchum, who I also mentioned in the previous episode, and that actually does make 6. As for the others, as I keep mentioning, the story arcs are similar, so it is my belief that there are other Mirror Ash Ketchums in the other universes. In fact, it pretty much, there most definitely are, as far as I'm concerned. And also, fun fact, all the Ash Ketchums probably there's a slightly different Mirror Ash Ketchum, because it's supposed to be the complete opposite of the world that the Ash Ketchum in the main anime series at that time goes into. So that means that every Ash Ketchum with a slightly varying story, with slightly different character arcs and everything, will have a different mirror world Ash Ketchum. So, let's think about this. So that means it will be Ash Ketchum from Indigo League, that's 1 mirror Ash Ketchum. Ash Ketchum from Univers, that's another. Ash Ketchum from Sun and Moon. Ash Ketchum from Journeys, that's 4 more Ash Ketchums. And we're still not done. In Pokemon Journeys, I believe the episode, I think it's it's the last two episodes of Pokemon Master Journeys. We have the alternate universe Ash Ketchum, where there is literally a warp in space-time, I believe, that brings them to another alternate universe. Yet again, practically proving the entire theory I basically made. So it is technically canon, and by that logic, that is a separate universe. So there you have it. We already have 5 more Ash Ketchums to add to the scoreboard. And we are still not done because I forgot one crucial detail. Pokemon, I choose you, Coco, or whatever you call him, the main alternate universe Ash that people keep talking about. His world, by that logic, all the worlds should have a mirror Ash Ketchum, including that one, so one more mirror Ash Ketchum. As well as another side note, let's talk about the Pokemon Distant Blue Sky episode. This is a very clearly an alternate universe as Ketchum, but it's also like once again one more mirror Ash Ketchum, because even though some people believed it was the same one as the one from the movies, I do not believe that is correct, as some of the references they made wouldn't have made sense in the timeline of Power of Us Ash Ketchum. So that is 2 Ash Ketchums there, the Mirror Universe Ash Ketchum from Distant Blue Sky Ash and Distant Blue Sky Ash himself. That lands us with a grand total of is actually 15. Out of all my research between that last video, I managed to discover 3 more Ash Ketchums. So of course we have, like I mentioned, that I forgot to mention that the Power of Us Ash Ketchum would also have a Mirrorverse Ash Ketchum, and also of course there's a video game Ash Ketchum. I am not good at maths, but as far as I'm concerned, that's 15. So there you have it. There are 15 canonical Ash Ketchums. And that is the end of this wacky 2-part episode, but get ready for the rest of the series because, well, all this information bear in mind all this information for future theories, because they will make more sense with this information in mind. Until then, though, never use your Master Ball on a Pidgey.